Hey, O'Fallon First, Pastor Don here. I wanted to let you know that since coming here 10 months ago, Pastor Becky and I and our families can't be more excited about what we've heard from you all about this church and about the hopes and dreams, but also the honest concerns or fears that we have as a community. As we've listened to that, I've prayed about it, we think we're beginning to get some clarity for our vision. And so that's what I want to talk with you about. We have been spending time in small groups, in our Bible studies, in worship, in fellowship, listening to what those things are. And I want to lay out for you a very important opportunity that we have, and that is on June the 11th at 7 p.m. right here at O'Fallon First. We're going to have a church conference and vote about what the future holds for us. Sometimes we like to use a scripture, Isaiah 43, in moments like this that says, I'm about to do a new thing, do you perceive it? It's a great text, but not necessarily applicable directly for what we're doing here. It is new in some ways, but I also think it's something that's been around for a while. It's old, if you will. It's more like Moses and the Israelites after 40 years in the wilderness. They sent out the spies into the promised land, Joshua and Caleb and the others, and they came back and made the report from that scouting. We've been scouting for a while, listening, and this is the report. And that is that we have a great opportunity on Milburn, 56 acres that this congregation has owned for over a decade. And a lot of hopes and dreams related to it talk about, do we sell this building and build out there and move, or do we sell that land and stay here and redevelop? And I began to pray and wonder, what if? What if we did both? What if we were one church in two locations? And that we stayed right here in this facility in some ways and built a new facility out on the Milburn property and became that one church in two places. As the community grows, we grow with it. And that's what I want us to talk about. I want to share that with you and hope that you'll be ready then come June 11th to vote on it. We're going to talk about that in a little while. But instead, I want us to focus on what Joshua and Caleb did, and that is came back, and instead of the fear that they saw from what they had observed, instead, they trusted God and had faith, not fear. Faith that the future held nothing but opportunity, as I believe it does for us. You see, we can accomplish what we want only up to that point where we believe we can do it. But if we don't ever step out and stretch ourselves beyond what we think is possible into the impossible, we've never left room for God to work. You see, God grows in the gap between where we think we can do it and where we know we can't. And then when we accomplish that, we can look at that and say, you see that? That's what God was doing. God is doing a new thing here, a new thing that's old. And I hope you'll join us on June the 11th at 7 o'clock for that decision. So one church, two locations builds on the strengths of both locations. Here we are at the Smiley Campus location. I use that vernacular because our high school uses those labels of Smiley Campus, Milburn Campus. So right here at the Smiley Campus, as you can probably hear, we're in an ideal location. Traffic passing by here all the time, on their way to work out at Scott Air Force Base, on their way back home. It's one of the reasons why those two programs that are here, the Learning Tree Preschool and Learning Tree PMO, are so popular. It's an easy access for parents and families that need those ministries, and so we need to build on that. Those two ministries in this building could double in size tomorrow if we had the space. We don't right now, but we hope to someday. And right across from the high school with Smiley, the students pouring out of that building, just imagine, this becomes the Family Life Center. A place where family life is vibrant, and students are hanging out here in the sanctuary, which will become a student life center. The balcony will become that loft where they can do homework and hang out and enjoy each other's company, worship in the building. The Family Life Center is dedicated again as a gymnasium and becomes a place where we can do upward sports activities and also community-wide activities. The PMO and preschool expanding into all of this building, and life in its full happening right here at the Smiley Campus. That's something that we need to hold on to as strength. And then we'll talk about what we'll do out at Milburn. So join me out there if you would. So here we are at the Milburn site on what we hope someday will become the Milburn Campus, standing under what is now the pavilion that we built here a few years ago to utilize this beautiful space of rolling hills, the tree line.
Behind us is Milburn School Road. On the other side of that tree line is where the church facility would be. We're on the 56 acres that will one day stand in what will become the heart of O'Fallon, with over 4,000 plots for new homes, subdivisions to the south, to the east, the west, and definitely to the north of us here, where our church could stand at the center of that and become a beacon, drawing people in where they can fellowship and worship together. Worshiping in that space like we do at Smiley now, where our children are baptized and our children are married together and we worship with one another, where we educate each other and grow in faith, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from our children in the nursery all the way up through our adults with those Sunday school classrooms, and a fellowship hall with a kitchen where we can gather at table and break bread with one another. Can you see it?
So there it is, with those two locations, the Milburn Campus, as we're calling it, and the Smiley Campus, and what we hope to see become of both of those. So that's what we're going to get together again in 3 weeks on Sunday, June the 11th, and talk about and then decide. We'll vote on the one church and two locations proposal, that will be the vision that we capture together as a community to move forward with. Second, that we'll transition our vision committee into a building committee formally. That vision team has helped us catch the vision over the years. That same vision that our folks here at O'Fallon first saw when they were over on 4th and Lincoln. 1971, we moved into this new building, and this was just an open field. But the church then saw the potential for this place and the possibilities and dreamed the big dream, the impossible dream. And now we're called to be prepared to do the same thing. So we'll transition that vision into the building committee. Let's begin to move forward. And they'll come up with conceptual, architectural designs, as well as capital campaign and other important things. And so when we vote to make them a building committee, we vote to give them the authority and free them to begin to do that work and then bring back some decisions for us later. And then finally, to vote on the timeline. A timeline that's pretty aggressive, I'll admit, but also one that sees us in the new facility out on Milburn by 2019, into the redesigned building here in 2020, and living into the dream of that impossible thing that God has made possible and made real through us. Hope to see you on June the 11th, 7 o'clock for those three things. God bless.